Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan Glittman, director of Batman the Shattered Cowl, and first of all, I'd like to thank you guys. The support over the last year and a half, well, it's just come up to a year actually, has been unreal, and we've not even started filming yet, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. The main reason I'm doing this video today is because a few weeks ago we promised a Q&A, and yeah, I'm here to answer those questions as well as I can. This is gonna be fun. First question comes from another Jonathan. The question that he asked was, it's cool to see Prometheus being used as a main villain. What made us go with that? Well, personally, I thought that Prometheus was such an underused character. We'd only ever seen him in an Arkham game. Well, not even really seen him, we'd just seen a hint of him. And that certainly shouldn't have influenced my decision, but it did. I mean, if you guys don't know the story of Prometheus, we're going to touch on it in the film, but it was more of the opposite of Batman. Raised from poverty and just underwhelmed like love and affection. He was brought up by two, let's just say, fairly different people, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, but we describe him in the film as a polar opposite of Batman, and we think people like Bane, who are superior to Batman, who have been superior to Batman, sorry, and Joker, as much as we think they're amazing characters, we think that the smaller villains should be given more screen time, and that is what we've tried to do with this. So Prometheus was a personal little nod to just some superiority and just some match. We don't want Batman to be able to defeat someone so easily, so yeah, that was my decision for choosing Prometheus. The second question is from someone called Caleb. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name, but it's right here on my phone and I am not good with names, so I'm very sorry if I am butchering your name, but yeah, the question's from this guy. He says, what will the film be shot on? The film will be shot on very, very different things depending on the shots we're doing. For more action-based things, we're using most likely iPhones, GoPros, so we got more mobility. And then when you're using apps on the iPhone like Filmic Pro, Filmic Pro is just a brilliant app for movie making if you can't afford something like a DSLR, a bridge camera or anything like that. So my personal choice was to use those for action scenes, things like that. But for the more long scenes, we're going to use a Lumix Panasonic DMC-G3 with a variety of lenses that I've yet to buy. But they are going to be bought very soon, and we're probably going to be shooting mostly 50mm, but that's just because that is a good lens to shoot most things on. So yeah, that's what we're shooting on. Third question from someone called Lucy, and the question is, when will the film be coming out? Now, our original release date was the 1st of March, and if you don't know, guys, we're in June. The reason why we changed it was because this date was decided very early in pre-production. I think it was after the first draft of the script was written, and we just immediately thought that it would be incredibly easy to do these things, get locations, get the cast. But if you guys don't yet know, we only finished getting the cast very recently, and there's still members of the cast which we know just stupid to have even thought about, and now we're having to write around the characters and not replace them per se, but find fill-ins. So we are very near to filming. We have the only other thing that we really need are lights. The suit's done, the video is up for the suit. Prometheus suit's done, but we're not revealing that for a while. People like Tom Napier, who has just done amazing Penguin cosplays in the past, just full on with their suits, they're done. Frankie Guxey's obviously Vicky Vale, and she's going to be wearing the classic news reporter sort of costumes. So the only real issue now is filming locations. However, I have a solid location, which actually just came through yesterday, and we're very happy to have this location. Well, I've not told the cast yet, so if you're watching this, guys, this is probably the first you're hearing about. So yeah, the first location is booked, and we can shoot various scenes in that location without making it look like we are trying to use the same location, if that makes sense. Hopefully when it goes to when it comes onto YouTube, you guys won't know we've used that location multiple times because of the different surroundings. But yeah, it's a Gotham-esque location. So the film is on IMDb, set to be released, all going well, the 31st of October, Halloween. We thought, well, I keep saying we thought, the only person that I've spoken to is the producer and scriptwriter Jack Dalton, who actually, yeah, he doesn't know a lot of stuff that I have in the back of my mind yet, but he is working on another script or something we're working on together. So yeah, 31st of October, all going well. So that's the official date, I'll say for now. Fourth question along is this a Batman origin story? This is not a Batman origin story. We feel that Batman has been told in many different formats now. You know, we've had Flashpoint, etc., etc., and the origin is solidified in history. We want to work on the more comic book realistic Batman. You know, the jumping across rooftops, the just the brawler but athletic at the same time. So in this, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm not answering another question in this. So in this film, we are trying to pull across the more early athletic type, almost Dick Grayson like Batman. You know, the fast mover, the he still has sloppiness. We're not gonna cut across that he's a perfect fighter. He's got everything solidified, but we think that the origin story is just not overused, but it's been used plenty now, and we think that it doesn't need to be done again. So this is not a Batman origin story. We're gonna set. Well, I've personally stated down when I was doing the screenplay that this is gonna be set roughly 2 years after the first appearance of Batman, where the public are aware there is somebody out there. They don't question who it is. They don't know yet. But the GCPD obviously are aware of who it is. But they try and keep him on a low. They're trying to almost pretend he doesn't exist, like Freddy Krueger, if you will. Fifth and sixth questions combined come from someone called Rebecca, and they are: which Batman films inspired you to make this, and will you be making future Batman films? To answer your first question, I mean, all the Nolan films inspired me. My favourite Nolan film was Batman Begins. Yeah, but not necessarily other Batman high, like Hollywood conglomerate films. I had a lot of inspiration from films like Batman Dead End, Puppet Master, obviously Isma Hawke's Nightwing, the series, which I really want him to see this. That would be amazing. And obviously all the Kevin Porter stuff, you know, City of Scars, Bat in the Sun stuff. And while I'm on this topic, Kevin Porter actually acknowledged us, which is pretty inspiring, and it just makes it all worth it, really, when one of your biggest inspirations to make a project like this actually acknowledges your existence. So thank you, Mr. Kevin Porter, if you are seeing this right now. I don't know if you are, but yeah, they are the main inspirations for me. And when I saw Nightwing the series, I immediately thought, here's a few guys who saw that there was not necessarily a market for Nightwing, because obviously you can't profit off this. We're not profiting off this. Everyone's putting in the time. We are, like, when people say, what are you getting out of this, it's just love for the characters and just to have fun almost. We don't want to take this too seriously. This is my first full directing role. I'll go with that. And I'm doing a lot of other things on this, like cinematography. I feel that certain Batman films haven't answered the cinematography that you should get in a Batman film. People try and move away from the comics, but I think you should just try and keep as not dedicated, but almost parallel to the comics. Back into Ismahawk, if you realize that he is just somebody who thought, I want to make a Nightwing film. He made a single video, Nightwing the series, obviously, and then he thought, why not Nightwing versus Red Hood, and then he just turned it into a series. It was in production for 2 years, I think. And if you look at how we're not doing this for popularity, we're doing this for love of the characters, like I said, and we just want people to acknowledge that we care about these characters, So they're my biggest inspirations. Ismahawk and Kevin Porter are up there, but like I said, there's plenty of other films out there. I can't remember one, and it's really doing my head in, but God, let's move on to the next question. Will you be making future Batman films? At the moment, we are working on another script for something else. It's not a Batman film. However, what I can say for the time being, all going well, is that it's another DC film, and we are hoping that the film actually picks up and people realize we're connecting a universe, almost like a Marvel Cinematic Universe, but DC web cinematic universe. That sounds a bit sketchy, but you get the idea. So that's what we're working on for the time being, and I think this has taught us a lot of how much it's going to take out of us, but we've got all the equipment ready, and all we really need is help from you guys. So your support that grows every day just really helps us, so thank you. And let's move on to the next question. This may have been answered, but the question comes from Nico, and it is, are you going for a classic look like the Batman vs Superman, or a realistic look like the Dark Knight trilogy? Personally, we think Batman should be just solidified as a unique representation in this. So we are, if you've not seen the suit fully, please go check out the video. I'll put it in the description bar. My screensaver's just gone off. Ha 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 ha. And we're back. So that is we're just trying to mix a lot of things up and trying to keep the fans guessing almost. Like, so if they see it on screen, they're going to be like, oh my god, that bit's from such and such, and that bit's from that bit. So we're just trying to mix it all together without it clashing and looking horrible. And we're using the separated plates, but we're also keeping a classic look to the plates as well, to make it we're not doing it inspired off of the films, but we're trying to show homages to it, if that makes sense. So that was the Q&A, guys. I hope you got the questions and answers that you really wanted. If you guys have any other questions, please don't even think twice about messaging the page. Just go down there, message the page, and we will probably do another Q&A either before filming or during the beginning of filming, because some questions in there can't be answered yet because they're like, what was the best part of filming? We're not filming yet. We want to take our time with this, but at the same time we want it out as soon as possible so we can continue with future projects. And yeah, the main plan is to release this in October and then move straight on to the next project. We don't want to waste time. We want to have the next project out by February next year, and it's going to be a shorter film, but because we've got the equipment and things like that, it's not going to take us long to produce and have to worry about money and things like that, because so far with this, we originally started a £2,500 Indiegogo page and we got nothing because we didn't want to share it too much. We were in fear that DC Warner Brothers had maybe shut us down if they saw but yeah, I've invested so far a large portion of money into this, and that's the only reason it's taking so long, really, is because we want to get everything perfect. We don't want to skimp out on everything to make it look disastrous and mess it up, or want to go for something new, something innovative that's gonna change the idea of Batman and change the way we look on fan films. So yeah, it should be fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to comment, rate and subscribe. I always say comment, rate and subscribe, but I actually don't think you can rate anymore. Can you? I think you can like. Comment, like and subscribe, please. Thanks.